laws of indices. So I'm going to break down the laws of indices and simplify term by term. So just come closer, make sure that you share, like, and comment. Okay, the first law of indices is the multiplication law. Multiplication law. And multiplication law states that if you have something like a raised to the power m times a raised to the power n. Now, since we have two identical bases here, which are common, I can decide to pick one of the bases then and add the powers, which you can call it the exponent. I can decide to say a raised to the power m plus n. So this is the first law of indices, which we call it the multiplication law. And we have the second law of indices, which we call the power law. The power law says that if you have something like a raised to the power m in bracket raised to the power n, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to multiply the power inside the parenthesis with the power outside the parenthesis. So this is going to be a raised to the power m times n is what? mn. Now we have another law we call the zero index law. That simply says that anything raised to the power 0 is equals to 1. So we call it the zero law. And this zero law states that anything raised to the power 0 is 1. Can we prove it? Let's prove it. So let's see that a raised to the power 3 over a raised to the power 3. Now this simply means that since we have two identical bases here, I can say a raised to the power 3, I subtract the powers minus 3. This is going to be a raised to the power 0. And a raised to the power 0 is what? 1. We have expressed it, but let's try and prove it. Let's prove it. Now a raised to the power 3 is the same thing saying a times a over a times a times a. So this divided by this is 1. Have you seen why 0 anything raised to the power 0 is equal to 1? So this is the third law of indices. And the fourth law of indices is, we can call it the distributive law. The distributive law. So now the distributive law says that if you have a and b all multiplied by n, that means this power is distributive to these alphabets inside the parentheses. Now this can be written as a raised to the power m and b raised to the power n. This is the distributive law. We also have another law called the negative index law. And the negative index law, so we have the negative law. Negative law says that if you have something like a raised to the power minus 1, is the same thing as saying 1 over what? A. This is the negative law. We can also add another law saying the fractional index law. That is the fractional law. The fractional law. And the fractional law says that if you have a raised to the power 1 over n, it can be equated as the n root of a. So these are the few laws of okay, we still have another one which we call the division law. Sorry for not including it. We have the division law. And the division law says you have a raised to the power 3 over a raised to the power 2. Now what I'm going to do, we have two identical bases here. What I'm going to do is subtract the exponent. And this is going to be a raised to the power 3 minus 2. And this is going to be a raised to the power 1, which is still what? Our a. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 important laws in indices. So you can use this to solve any initial equation and solve it and get your answer appropriately. So now these are the certain things we have to do. First of all, before you solve any mathematical question, you have to first of all know the laws, especially indices. These laws now will guide you on how to solve mathematical questions. So thank you very much. Please do well to share. Don't forget, share and share. Follow me in my page, Mr. Victor Matt Tutor, and on YouTube, Mr. Victor Matt Tutor. Bye-bye.